It's going to be a cold week this week. He said the word freeze, so Larry is here now to talk about protecting our plants in the cold weather. Larry, good morning.
Good morning. Hey, listen, one of the first things to do, people always call me during the week, is what shall I do? It's going to be cold, it's going to be 20, so, is the water. You got to remember, get that water out there. A lot of times plants, transfer heat through water, and it's when it's dried out. You were just commenting how dry the air is. You've got to water. That's the primary thing. Container plants, your grass, you've got to keep it watered. When you add that cold on, plus some droughting issues, it will definitely going to damage your grass, damage all the other plants would normally not be damaged by the cold.
Now, when you say water, I talked to a strawberry farmer who likes to encase his strawberries when it freezes, because actually the ice kind of keeps them.
Because the ice is around 32 degrees, but that's for professionals that understand how to use that. Not for the homeowner. And then the next thing you need to do is cover on your tropical plants that are sensitive to cold, is covering. And here we have one plant that we've covered successfully.
Okay, so there's a plant under here.
Right, there's a little plant under it. Right. This is insulation fabric or some frost-proof flat fabric. It comes in 3 different grades. That's it right there. Some greater protection, some lighter protection. Some of the advantage of using this is that it can transfer moisture. It doesn't really cook the plant in case the sun comes out and creates that little hot zone. But the things that people do wrong is they don't make sure that it's secured. And what I've used is these Martha Stewart collector editions of clothespins to clip on there to make sure that we get a tight seal there. The next thing you need to do is bring the fabric to the ground. The ground temperature, there's a ground temperature station in Mandarin, it's always around 50 degrees. So if you can staple this, here's a landscape staple the fabric to the ground, this is going to catch all that heat. The next thing you need to do is, if you have a container plant, palms, bananas, hibiscus, is you want to lay them down. And lay them down because, it's going to collect that heat there. It's too high above to really be successful at that. So you want to lay them down and cover them up. Some other great ideas. Here's some of my blankets I use to cover plants. A blanket, a sheet, a couple layers, will do good. If you don't have that, people always ask me, what about plastic? If I'm desperate, I don't have any blankets to cover, I can use, what I normally do is take a plastic bag, fill it with newspaper, and I put it over the plant.
Why newspaper?
Because newspaper keeps that cold plastic from getting on there, freezing to it, and also creates that little bit of insulation it needs.
The problem with this, I imagine, it doesn't breathe.
Right, it doesn't breathe. You've got to remove it the next morning. If you have like hibiscus or bananas, you want to make sure that you keep a certain portion above the ground alive and viable, because hibiscus, they weren't coming back this year until around August. A lot of them got froze down. So what I've done over years and years, I normally would cut down the hibiscus to around, maybe this is around 12 inches, cut it down and take 2 or 3 layers of plastic containers, and I would take it, a little bit of mulch, lay it on top, and just cover it up. Another thing you can use, or if you got in the garden, is these old terracotta pots. They're a great item. A great idea that's very easy to use. If you have a citrus tree let's say it's under 1 year old, a fold-out ladder, put a fold-out ladder on there, and take some of this fabric or this or your sheets, wrap it around there, staple to the ground. It's a great idea.
Okay.
Another one is
that's okay. Hey, next hour we'll see you next hour.
All right.
For more information about gardening, log on to larrysgarden.com.